What's up, groovy people? This is your girl Cotton. This is your Word on Wheels. GodIsAhealer.com. You can always go back and watch previous episodes of Word on Wheels. I appreciate everybody who tuned in to listen to my thoughts. I pray that everyone has a beautiful day, that something supernatural happens to you that blesses your socks off. I'm heading to the shop. Last night I was at the Brick House Lounge. They have a talk show called A Man's Point of View that they do every Wednesday with a panel of 4 intelligent black men. And last night I was able to sit in on one of the shows, and a discussion was about black churches and the impact on our community. And I heard some very interesting viewpoints. I was able to share some of my opinions, and it was eye-opening. But as I sat there, I started thinking about all of the things that were ingrained in us from slavery, about religion, the religious part of it, the traditions and all that. And all my life, when I sat in church, I used to hear the old people say, I'm just a filthy rag. I'm not worthy of God's love, but He loved me anyway, and I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I beg to differ, because it's a contradiction. Because throughout the Bible, we are also told that we are children of the Most High. And I don't know any child that belongs to royalty that is treated as a filthy rag. I believe that ideology was done away with when Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and we were made new and we were cleansed by His blood. Yes, we probably used to be filthy rags, but Miss Cotton, it's nowhere close to being a filthy rag. And I do believe I deserve everything that the Lord has for me. I believe I am part of a royal priesthood, a peculiar people. And when you have that belief, you are able to hold your head up high. We are taught to hold our heads down. I think people are getting humility confused with having a slave mentality. There is a balance that can be struck. You can remain humble, but still be aware of who you are to God. And I don't think God see His creations as filthy rags. I believe He saw us as filthy rags, and that's why He had to send His Son to die on the cross and supernaturally come back in 3 days so that the world can see the power. But it was also to cleanse us. That was done away with. See, people are mixing the Old Testament with the New Testament. A lot of these rules and laws that the churches are still following, they are in the Old Testament. And it sends mixed signals to new Christians who come into the church because they confused. They don't know whether to feel unworthy, filthy rag, or to be proud that they are a child of the Most High. Well, I take the high road. Because when you feel that way, no one can come to you and with condemnation and judgment and make you feel less than. Do you understand what I'm saying? Today, I am telling you, your Father is the King. You are His child. You are not a peasant. You are not a peon. You are not someone to be stepped on. And when you realize who you are, then you will begin to act accordingly. Because as long as you feel like you're a worthless rag that's not worthy of any of God's love, then you're going to get it confused. And you're going to come to God with a slave mentality. Oh, Lord, Master, I know I don't deserve it. You deserve it because He said it right there for you. He just wants you to take it. You deserve it, and it's yours. You deserve to feel proud of who you are. It's okay to be proud of who you are, especially as a black person. Don't ever let any church or person or anyone make you feel like you are unworthy of God's love. Yes, you are worthy. And he wants us to know that. And another thing, I have reached my turn to your neighbor limit. I am tired of going to church and playing Simon Says. Turn to your neighbor and say, yada, 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 yada. Turn to your neighbor and say, yada, yada, yada. Turn to your neighbor and say, I got a 3 turn to your neighbor minimum. After that 3rd time, you're going to be talking to the side of my head, because I'm not turning to my neighbor and repeating everything. Because what I would like to do is sit down and listen to some sound doctrine. I view church sometimes as sitting in on a college course, because I am learning the Bible inside and out. I don't want to be distracted by all this tomfoolery. You know, and some people might not agree. Some people like to go to church and play. That's what I call it, play. All this clapping and shouting and not learning a thing. Tradition. That's religion. That's what the slaves used to do. The slaves spent the whole service clapping and shouting and patting their feet and all that, because they didn't know anything else. Half of them couldn't read. So they didn't know what to share. All they knew is what their roots told them, and we are. That's why we are naturally inclined to have rhythm. That's why we're naturally inclined toward music and all that, because God implanted that in us. But there's more. There's more to God than music. There's more to God than turning to your neighbor 5 times and you don't even know why you turning to your neighbor and saying stuff to your neighbor and not learning a thing. We're going to have to get out of that. You know why? Because this is war. We need to fight. And you can't fight the devil with a tambourine. And if somebody want to unfriend me because of the way I feel, if you don't want to deal with me because of the way I feel, that's fine. Because everybody comes to a time in their life where they say enough is enough. I am doing the same thing over and over again. I am being religious. I'm breaking out of that religious stronghold. Remember, you are a child of the Most High. Hold your head up with pride. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're a filthy rag. Back in the old days, you know what a rag was? A rag was what women used when they were on their menstruation, because they didn't have pads and stuff. And that knowledge was shared to me by my Aunt Ruth yesterday. Don't call yourself a filthy rag no more. You are not. You are royalty. Have a good day. This has been your Word on Wheels. Bye.